Hey, we'll get started soon here. Okay. Hey, everybody. Everyone's doing well. Okay, so let's just go over what we're doing here. I don't mean to get to the agenda here, but we have some pretty cool stuff that we got to do. Today's stream is going to be kind of more about just making adjustments and just doing some basic stuff that we kind of have to do to we have to do it to make sure that our project sounds well and also looks good too. And it's just things that I just wanted to kind of try out as well. I shared my project with somebody and that's some good recommendations, so I want to try some of that stuff regarding the different WY's events that we have. Some of it's going to involve us actually making some new events. Not too many, but about 2 of them really that we're going to do it with here. And then the other one is more of just actually adding a sound, and which is going to be the shield bash sound. I want to go into Reaper first here and work on that. I did kind of start on it already, so just know that I did start on it. I just want the sound that I have here to be more of a it's not the actual shield hit sound, it's just going to be the actual action of it. So that's what we'll do here. I definitely found it being a bit of a challenge trying to decide how you want to do the shield bash sound, because if you've been kind of keeping up with this project here, I've said this about a million times on the stream about the shield bash, and every time I've either added it and then taken it off. And so I want to kind of solidify it and kind of and actually I think even last stream I determined that I think it'd be best if I just make sure that the sound, it could still sound, somehow have some kind of metal, like, transients in there and some other different sounds to kind of give it some body, but I don't want it to sound like an impact sound. That's going to be the hardest part, though, I think personally. But yeah, I think with the shield bash we naturally associate with actually hearing something, and really it might just be a simple gesture of adding some, maybe kind of doing what we did similar to the Jet sound design for her tail whip ability. Maybe we should just make some really fast wind and add some really intense layers so that that we're shield bashing. So I think I definitely want to kind of look at that and try that a little bit as well. So, and then a couple things that were suggested to me. Were suggested to me here. Trying to just adjust the run sounds. I want to try actually make it a separate event for the run sounds, so we can pitch it up a little bit to kind of give it more of a sense of movement, so that when I'm switching from walking to running, that it actually sounds different. It is, although the arm movement is great for it, I do want it to sound like I'm actually trying to run, because you want to still have heavy footsteps for running. So, and this character is really not a big tank character, so if he's able to run, so it should sound like he's able to run as well. So, and then on that, I also added let's see here, what was it? And there's a couple things I did try to do today I wanted to add in, but we'll do that stuff later. For now, we'll just stick with us couple of things there. I'm thinking that the shield bash will probably take us a little bit here, and then once you start getting to WYs, we'll just start adjusting and modifying and testing out, and then kind of rinse and repeat with that. Yeah, and then for now, that's what we're doing today. Depending on, and what I'm trying to do also, and actually, I don't think I showcased this one quite on stream yet, so I might as well. And actually, maybe I'll do that as well if I have more time today. I might just save it for tomorrow. But I was able to make kind of a simple enemy AI, which is really nice. For this little project here, I can show you in a moment here if you give me a chance. Let's take a look. I'm just gonna do this, and I know you guys see that. Sorry about that, but here you go. Okay, so now you should see. Yeah, you do. Okay, now you should see this screen here. Again, I apologize. I don't have a second monitor, but you should see this screen now, where we're on Unreal here. So I want to take a look and show you what's up. So we made the enemy boss AI. Obviously, we still have the wonderful ambient sounds kind of running in this here. I'm actually going to make sure that this is loud enough for you guys. So I apologize. I want to actually blind this real quick. Here it is. Yeah, there you go. I wanted to make sure you guys could hear that. I'll turn down this. I know the ambient is going to be soft. It's going to be pretty soft right now because I'm more worried about the short tunes. It's going to be a little bit louder. So let's try that. Let's try it at this point here, and then we'll kind of show you everything else. Okay, so now we're in the game here. Right now, also, I have to figure out what's going on with this. There's a couple things about, about this spotlight that I'm kind of having to kind of take a look and kind of see what's going on with that there, just because I really was hoping that the sounds would work when I'm unsheathed, but it's currently not doing that. And also there's a couple other animations that also do the same thing. But it might just be a case of me looking and seeing if, maybe there's an animation that's labeled differently that I just have to take a look at here. But yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that so we can have some footsteps even when our sword's not out. So, but anyways, pull the sword out. I still have not found out the conundrum with I can't look up straight. I have to look at the ground. But right now that's okay. It's okay. I'm really just trying to practice, some imitation here. I'm thinking that it might have something to do with the actual level itself. But if you're a technical sound designer like me, it's probably going to be better if you just focus on the sound and implementation and different things that you can do. Now, of course, with the boss AI, that's something totally I'm extra doing. But I also think it's important for me, though, audio-wise, because I want to be able to add some spatialization on the sound and audio. I want to be able to hear the footsteps coming from the enemy, but not right in my face. But of course, as he's walking to me, so that's gonna be fun to do. That's the overall plan. What I want to do. I want the enemy to also have its own unique sounds and movements. So yeah, for now though, as you can see, he does run to me. He doesn't have any footstep sounds. That's actually me walking. So which hears me. But they both stay in idle poses. This is the AI bot. I had to recreate that enemy bot, but I recreated it, so it's that way. But what the plan with this here in the future is going to make the boss actually be able to fight you, hopefully be able to, interact with you, and hopefully do some cool sound with that as well. Yeah, that's the plan with that. But overall, when it comes, some of the things I was talking about, what we're going to do today is regarding when we do the block and walk. When I look down, it does it. When I sprint and block and look down, I want to be able to hear that. And it kind of makes you wonder, should I add some kind of, kind of almost like it reminds you of like having running with a backpack as you're little, hearing that extra weight on your back, swinging back and forth as you're running with your shield as well. And then of course the shield bash. This is the animation that we're gonna try to recreate here, so we can do it. And of course, yeah, again, I adjusted some of the run sounds so that my walking doesn't sound the same as my running. And maybe I could even add some more weight to these sounds, but I don't think we're going to do too much Reaper today. I don't want to spend too long on it, but if I do feel like it, I think it would be nice to maybe add some more weight to the walking sounds, and then act, because I'm personally kind of thinking about it now. That I like these arm movement and footstep sounds better for the running. I actually like it for running. But maybe I can add like another layer that would make it. Yeah. So just something for me to think about, and maybe something to kind of add on to it later. But we'll definitely consider that. So now let's switch on to Reaper. This Reaper. Okay. So what do I have so far with the shield bash? So obviously swoosh. I think what I'm gonna do first here is I tried doing a low pitch swish, and I found that I really don't like it like that. I like it to have some kind of mid frequency, but I don't want it too low. And actually, this is really kind of I would say I think for the sound design for Shield Bash, this is gonna be the low frequency. So I think we'll definitely keep this here. And then for overall mids, we might add another layer of swishes that are just higher pitched. So we'll definitely take a look at that here. Actually, I want to look at the animation one more time for this. I'm in my head. I'm imagining hearing like some kind of like metallic swoosh as well. So I'm trying to look for something that could represent that really well. And then that's a little bit too much there. I apologize for that. Yeah, I don't want those sounds. I want something more. This is always a tricky part for me, just trying to. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out today. I kind of like this little bonk noise. I don't know why, but I want to keep that in. I want to add some reverb. Might help with this here. So we're just going to try that here. Where's it at? I'm just experimenting. I'm just trying some things out. Maybe I like that noise, but I don't think it's gonna. because again, like I just said, I told myself I'm trying my best to avoid um using making like an impact sound, and right now that dunk kind of already indicates that this is like an impact sound. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I'm gonna actually go to my other project here. This is actually, I made a sub project inside of Reaper here, but I'm gonna go into the other side of my project here and try to take a look and see what I did um for my arm. Sorry, not for my. Actually, I wonder if I can open the Jet project real quick. I want to take a look at that. And sometimes, honestly, I do this all the time. I will go to a project I've done and take a look and see how I did it, because sometimes you end up being like, I don't know how I did this way, but I would like to see my process in that, and then you end up reviewing. You're like, oh yeah, I remember. So that's what we're doing right now. I don't know. I don't remember which one I just clicked on, but I think this is the right one. That was another sub project folder. Okay. And this sound design will be posted on my Instagram soon. So keep a lookout on it for that if you guys are interested in kind of seeing this. But let's see. And it's really cool, like actually listening to this for the really breaking it down like this for myself, because I'm reminding myself all the things and steps I had to take to get to that point. Is it perfect? Definitely not, but it's pretty good. I'm proud of it. But anyways, we're gonna take a look at the impact sounds here. I kind of wonder if I can reverse that. Let's see if we can. Let's just start to reverse this. Just try it. I was hoping to use that ring for something. Maybe I should just try to work on this layer first. Because what I think I definitely need to do here is actually make us another section with some different swooshes. So, for instance, this swoosh can be the higher swooshes. And what we'll do here is, because we are pitching it up, we'll EQ a good bit out. Now we have we EQ'd a little too much out. There it is. There it is. But see, it's hard because I don't want to put too much swoosh in it because it's gonna make it sound like a rope almost or a whip. We have to make sure we add some of that metal movement to this here. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm back. Let's take a look here. I'm thinking chains. Maybe some light chain action I help. Just a little bit, not too much. Yeah. I need to cut some of this down here. There you go. And we're gonna delay it a little bit here because I think the chain sounds would be good. The good to be able to. It's gonna be great if if it lands right on when the shield's actually coming back to our bodies here in the game project. We'll turn it down there. Oop, give me one sec. I have to fix my headphones here. I was wondering why I was hearing very limited sound here. There you go. I'm still here, any moment. Headphones, I want to make sure headphones are working properly here. There you go. Okay. It was just on my end there. Okay. Let's pretend like we didn't just see that was panned to left. Anyways, I don't know how that got panned. I think I switched some of my knobs here. I'm gonna add some lower metal sounds to kind of give some variety to that. Let's see here. Let's see here. I want to pitch one down. Let's just pitch it down. Sorry. I'm going to pitch it down here. Yeah, I apologize if I sound a little exhausted. I understand that sometimes for these streams I do work similar to this before I jump on stream. So, you know, I'm just wondering honestly at this point, should I just do swoosh sounds? But maybe use some EQ to, or use some kind of, maybe even a chorus effect to kind of give it that metallic sound. Because right now I'm just not really. Every time I add another sound to this layer for the shield bash, I don't feel confident about the way it sounds, because it starts to sound like an impact to me. It sounds like it's way too much, especially because this ability is just going to be used for, the actual action of moving your shield towards somebody. It's not going to be the impact. The impact sounds going to be is going to be totally different, and I want to keep that separation. So let's. I don't want to really add too much to this unless I feel inclined to. So let's for now we're just going to keep it like this. I'm just going to kind of experiment with some of these cool options I have. I have some flangers and other stuff I want to just try and see what happens. Well, that's not good. Listen, that's not all my Waves plugins. Hope I have more. I do. Cool. Okay, but it says I have a whole bunch of them. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in an Enigma. Enigma is a type of flanger, I believe, in Waves. A little too much there. The flanger, that particular flanger, give it a very sci-fi sound, which would be really awesome. It actually would be perfect if this is like a sci-fi kind of game that we had. But I think that's not gonna quite work in this situation. And it's really, for honestly, I'm struggling to kind of pinpoint exactly how I want the shield bash to sound, because I like the swooshes. I definitely do like the swooshes, but I also don't want it to sound too much like a whip. I don't want to. I want it to still have some kind of like almost like an artifact of like maybe a middle sound on it somehow, because I want it. I want that middle. I mean, it's a metal shield, so it's not going to just sound like a swoosh. It's going to have some kind of metallic kind of emphasis on it here. So the question is, what can I add to it that doesn't take it away? You know, and sounds easy on paper, but it's. And again, it could just be the sake of, maybe I should just try to actually balance everything first before I start saying it doesn't work. I mean, that's the hardest thing, I think. Sometimes I think I'm just kind of picking on myself a little bit. I maybe I didn't do enough to actually modify the sound to actually see if it actually works. So I'm gonna see if that is maybe some truth to that saying there for myself. And then what I could actually do is duplicate this, make this one higher. What I want to actually do is I want to kind of level it here. I'm gonna make the switches about 8. I want to make these about 11. And then I'm gonna, actually, let me add another. I'm gonna add like kind of I like to do these group checks, because it kind of makes you add like another additional group to them, kind of. So that's what I really want to do here, and I kind of want to add a compressor, like a master compressor, for this particular part. And we're just messing with the ratio a little bit here, and I clicked on classic attack. I want to add some armor sounds to this, maybe also connect. Oops, to give it kind of some oomph as well. It's another good mellow sound here, and I know I'm getting scared. I'm getting a little bit scared that I'm going to the territory of impact again. But we'll just try it out here. And a good thing about Wise is that we can randomize some of this and even possibly pitch it down to make it, maybe a cooler effect. But I like where this is going at, though. I don't know if that's there's a there's, we're gonna fade off this here. Don't want too much of that. I think it's a pretty good start there for the shield bash. This is I'm pretty okay with this here. I think what I want to do though definitely is turn down this chain movement because I don't want it to sound like it's actually a impact sound. I can turn up the whoosh to 6. I like that. I like that. I turned up the swooshes a little bit to give it the movement it needs. Just right now it's around like -4.22 dB, and I kind of allowed the chain to sit in the background without being too much because we want to kind of implement that movement. If I really wanted to implement the movement though, I want to try to do something here. I don't know how I just did that, but that was pretty cool. I just automatically changed the fades on those. I want to delay these a little bit. I want to delay. Oops. Okay. I see how I do it. If I'm holding right now, I'm holding control, and if I just hold and click on the fades, it'll change the size of them, the way they look as well. But anyways, I'm going to slide this a little bit over here and try it. Delays. I don't like delayed that much. So press R real quick. And of course, the impact would also make this sound a little bit more shield like because we're just obviously with the shield bash, we're kind of just missing the actual, bash part of it. I think overall this is good. I'm not even gonna honestly I'm not even gonna be shy with the swooshes because I think that should be loud. Yeah, yeah. I like that. I think it needs to be loud. So we'll keep it that way. And honestly, here's what I want to do. I want to test this out first. I want to put this in a DAW and not the DAW. Sorry, I want to put this in Unreal project that we have here and I really want to see if it actually works for me. I think as a technical sound designer, it's important. I mean, and really in any position where you work with the audio, any audio at all for video games, it's the most crucial step. I think that's really important is not just trying saying like, yeah, that's a good sound, but actually applying it to the actual game or anything to itself to see if it works and see if you like it. And of course, if this wasn't, let's say this was like a like some kind of small business or company or any studio, then it would be like, what do you guys think? And then so but anyways, the point is, let's try it in an actual project and see how it sounds like, and see how the animation interacts with it. Maybe there's some things we need to modify before we really settle on this. And again, we'll have the impact sound of the shield bash eventually here. I wasn't gonna really say what I was gonna plan to do with the enemy AI bot, but I might as well. I want to first. I've been trying to also make a training dummy out of the AI enemy bot, so that when I actually hit the AI bot, it was going to interact with it. I tried it a lot this morning, and it just did not happen. But it's okay. There is a couple things that's going on, and I have to figure out why it's not interacting. But we'll get to that there. But for now, we're gonna be proud of this because this is awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to do something real quick. Okay, awesome. I wanted to kind of move that just a little bit on the tail, give it a little bit of a tail end for a shield bash. Okay, so right now I'm going to render this real quick, and we're going to put in Unreal, and we'll of course have to go to WIS first and do this. So let's take a look here. For now, we'll just click browse. I should have added a. Oh, there's two media folders in this. Here's bounces. Okay, so I want to make a folder for. Well, we already made it for weapons. Here's shield. I want to put this is going to be the shield. I want to call this shield swing. I think that's what I called it in Unreal. I mean WIS. So let me just actually double check. I try to call all my audio objects the same event that is in WIS, just so I know exactly what I used it for. And see, I don't agree with this name. Although I did call it shield hit in WIS, I think I'm gonna not call it shield hit anymore. I would like to call it a shield swing because I wanna identify that this is not the actual impact sound. This is literally just me swinging the shield. Total difference, It's different when someone says, "I swing the sword at," she or here swing the sword at me, compared to she hit me with the sword, and that's kind of the thing I want to make sure we identify also here. I feel like I'm spelling this wrong. I have to make sure. I apologize. Yeah, I did. Okay. And also, fun fact, I did spell this event wrong as well, which is lovely. And we'll fix that. Actually, I can do it right now because that's gonna bother me. And the good thing with this here is that once we generate this, it should automatically correct itself in Unreal. But we'll take a look at that and make sure it does. So, but here's what we're gonna do. Oop, give me a second. I think Reaper is. Okay, so yeah, okay, yeah, we're gonna call this shield swing. We're just gonna go and render it. It's gonna be fine. Go. Okay. So now we can save this. And I'm actually gonna get you guys the window for this here. Okay, so now you can see WIS. Um I don't know why this is here. I wish it would go away. I think y'all can see it too. But anyway, okay, well, we're going to have to ignore it for a second. I got to do this. And I want to change this also to shield. Just making sure it's spelled correctly. One thing I will need to make sure is that make sure it didn't get unassigned because I changed the name of it. I don't think it did. We'll make sure. Field swing. No, okay, we're all good. Okay. So now here's what we're gonna do. For the shield swing, we want to change this. We want to change this and import a new one. Import new file or Shift I, and we're going to put sword swing. Shield swing, shield swing. Okay. What I could do, of course, is I could have made multiple copies and make a random container and add some randomization of pitch and everything. But all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go into the actual parent of this audio object, which is the shield swing, and just manually add pitch there. By clicking over this here, it's already on negative 80 to 80, and then we're just going to leave it alone there. And so now we can try this. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I heard the randomization. That's awesome. Okay, so now we have that ready. And then we're going to, of course, make sure that we delete this old event and add in the new one. There you go. So I added a new audio object to the event here. So now we have that. So let's go and save that. Okay, so now that's in here. Let's make sure everything else is okay. I think yep, we're all good to go here. So I'm going to go and just press F7 to get to our sound bank manager. I'm going to generate all. And let's go over to Unreal here. And first thing first, I want to make sure that what I said was correct. That the shield would autocorrect itself here. And it actually looks like it did. Okay, so yeah, it did autocorrect itself here. But because this is called the wrong event, so I guess I added a correction here. If I change the event in WYs, because I do have to manually add it in here when I go to Unreal, it's not going to show it as it should. So we know that this is not the correct name for it anymore. So we're going to see if we can F2 it and change the name. Which you can, and we're just going to short swing. We're going to do this. Sound bank, add to it, save. And now I'm going to go over here and generate the sound bank data. Oop, and actually, I actually was incorrect about something. Oh, never mind. Oh, this is right. Yep, this is right. Sorry. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to go to our animations and add in the shield swing here. Let's take a look. And we can actually just look in the animations and see where it's at. So we have the block in, block add, block impact, block jump, block loop, jump, block sprint, and block start, and block walk. And then we have shield bash. So they call it shield bash, but this is actually the action of the shield bash. And then of course, as you saw through the animations, there's a separate option for that. So block impact, and then we had, where is it at? But yeah, okay, so yeah, so it is right here actually. So technically, they do consider the shield bash to be the impact sound as well. Looks like it here, just because I don't see that they have a separate one for the actual movement and for the actual impact of it. Block impact is for things that come at the player and not to the enemy player. Um, we'll figure that part out here. But we're gonna. This is exactly why I wanted to go back into Unreal and take a look and hear how it's going. Because if this is a case where it is one ability for one action of shield bashing somebody, then I definitely want to correct that. But for now, let's just add it in. Okay, so now we got that here. One thing I can already say is that I do wish I had like a lower layer for this. And I can, of course, do that just by doing, I could just repitch. Actually, oh, this one has one. And I'm gonna do my additive rule that adding another track means adding another layer to the track means turning it down. Actually, maybe this version will be a little bit better because it's a little bit deeper, which is nice. I apologize, y'all. Yeah, so that's definitely good there. I like the way that I like the bottomness of that compared to this. Well, it sounds similar, but not super similar. I can't say that the metal sounds a little bit. I do want the animations actually to line up with that, so maybe I will gonna put that together. Okay. I'm gonna extend this a little bit more. Hmm. I'm making sure that nice didn't end. Okay, we're good. Okay. And honestly, though, if I add too many switches in it, I'm starting to relate it to a sword. So that might be a little bit too much when it comes to that there. I just don't know about that. For now, I think we're gonna keep that there because I do want to get that other stuff done. But for now, I think that is a pretty okay sound. But I definitely gonna come back to that tomorrow. I wanna like I don't know. I've been kind of looking at some different shield bash sounds that I've heard. Other video games like Brigida's from Overwatch, even some like possible like some Skyrim. I think Skyrim has a couple of them, maybe as well. And just trying to hear like the different like how, how they portray the shield bash sound in it. And so I'm gonna do some research on this here because I did a good bit today, but maybe maybe I misheard something here. But right now I do like the swooshes, but I do feel like the swooshes are a bit much, and so that's the one thing I am worried about. I'm worried that the swooshes will be too much for this overall. I really want to remove this so I can actually see everything. Give me 1 second. I want to try something. I wonder if Reaper's the one that has this up. No, Reaper's not. Why is it? Here, give me 1 second, guys. I just don't want that to be in frame the whole entire time. Yet here you are. You do not care. Okay, I think Microsoft Edge was the one that had it. Yeah, okay. Because now it's gone. Okay, awesome. We'll be back here. Just open up everything again. And like I said before, first thing we're going to do here is I want to open up WWise. I'm going to make another event for footsteps. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another virtual folder out of this. I'm going to call this virtual folder, um, we'll put this walking. This is for walking. And I want to move these into this folder. But then I also want to paste these so I can add a for sprinting. Move it in here. Now what am I going to do with this here? I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm going to do. And now that I go over here, what I'm going to have to do here is under foot movement, make a folder like I did before. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do actually for this. We're going to duplicate it first of all. Actually, we're just going to copy it first. I'm going to put this in a folder and name this walking foot movement. And then of course, just like I did before, I'm going to actually, I'll just make this easier and put sprinting. Sprinting movement. Now it's in there. Here's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to change some of these pitches. So we're going to look at the foot movement and see that, okay, they're all like that. I'm actually going to offset this higher so that we get higher pitches. So I think I'm going to put maybe like, we'll do like, I go 20. We'll do 100 here. I think that's how it works here, but let me just double check. Actually, I have a better way of testing this. Let's just see what happens if I do. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. Let's do like 1,000 now, and then let's do like 100. Yeah, okay, that's a good track there. And so now we're making it, and I'm gonna write this down real quick here. We're making an event for an Unreal called Sprinting and Walking. Oh, actually, I did not do that right here because what we need to do is literally make that event sprinting. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I did that. That's okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Because we let's go back over here, and we need to make sure we identify which is which. So this folder will go into the. So right now, if I go to sprinting, actually, let's just create this stuff. I'm just going to create it. We do need to create it here. So create sprinting and then walking. Because we have folders that name this, we got actually going to delete this. I'm not going to do folders. We do one for sprinting. Actually, hold up. This is the problem here. Okay, I will rethink this. You know what? I know. Okay, actually, I know. Originally, what I did was I called these arm movement and footstep movements. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to combine those two events pretty much together simultaneously now. But I'm going to make a separate event for walking and sprinting. So now arm movements and footstep movements will technically be together in event wise, but in the audio tab and W wise, we'll see that they're actually two separate audio object events. So, which is totally fine. I had to think about what was going on here. And for now, we'll just go ahead and leave that there, so we don't just let's say I end up just not doing that, then we'll be able to have it. But as soon as we have everything in place to replace the uh arm movement and footstep movements, we'll go to do that. So we have walking now, and then we also have sprinting. Okay. So now, with that being said, if we go to sprinting here, we want to make sure that we go in here and add, oops, and drag this random container for sprinting. This one, and maybe we should go ahead and just put a SP in front of this for sprinting. Sprinting foot random. And then this is what this one down here is going to be for walking foot random. And we'll just go ahead and do that. Walk over foot random. And then we'll just click on walk here. And we'll drag that in there. Okay. So now all the footsteps are moved to the proper event. Now we're going to do the same thing for this. We're going to go into armor movement here. We're going to add 2 folders. One's going to be for sprinting armor. Let's do sprinting armor. And then we'll do one for walking armor. Okay. I'm just going to copy one of the random containers and drag it into walking, and then drag this one into sprinting. So now this is no longer armor random. This is SP armor random. Oops. SP armor random. And here we're going to call this SP armor random. Oops, sorry. One of these are actually going to be WK armor random. So we'll do WK armor random there. Okay. That says you're walking armor random and sprinting armor random. Okay, so just like we did before for this, I'm going to take some numbers from this in the pitch. We did like 1,000 or whatever. That may have been too much, but we're going to just try it. Okay, and then the maximum for here. And I almost want to make the max not as high at all on this one anymore. I also make sure it's low enough for that. Okay, so but now we have that ready. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to walking, and we're just going to drag the armor walking together so that it should be when we play this event, they should play both of them. And this is similar to the Howling Wind, where we have two different audio objects connected to one audio event, and then going into the one event there of one and howling. It's going to do the same kind of strategy there. And then of course, after walking, we're going to go to sprinting, and we're going to put armor sprint, and then we're going to save that. Okay, so now we're going to replace the armor movement and footstep movements with sprinting and walking. So we're just going to go over to WIs here, and we're going to go ahead and stop that. Don't build. Okay. Generate. Let's see if it automatically populates. It does not. So we're going to go ahead and go to Audio Kinetic, go to Event, and we're going to add sprinting. And then we're going to add walking. Make sure you add the sound banks as before. Okay. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go to the animations for our first player sword person, and we're going to change the animations for the actual footsteps here to make sure that they match with the new event. So we're just going to find sprint. First, we're going to find this sprint. As you can see, we used to have 2 events. But when we delete these, hopefully when we delete these, I should say, we should only have to worry about 1. And actually, I want to save it there just so I know exactly where they were at here. And this is for sprint, so we're going to put in sprinting. And actually, we don't have to delete these now that I think about it. We could just change the event So it just says printing. We're just going to get rid of this bottom one so we don't have two sounds overlapping. And then we can actually remove the effect track. So let's see if this works here. Okay, no problem. It does not work right now. We'll look into this here. And that's kind of my bad. I should have double checked to make sure that it can play. And it can. Okay, so it definitely can. Okay, awesome. It does work now. Okay. Now for this one, we're going to do the same. But we're going to change it to walking. And if you know, it's kind of funny I'm doing it this way now, because I know a couple streams ago I was saying that I actually liked having them separate because it, you know, gives us variety, but also customization. Well, it gets to a point, you know, where now, okay, although we were able to customize it, we don't really need it no more. I think we're good. So that's why I kind of combined them together today, so we can now have two separate events, the two separate things here. So you have the normal walking sound, and then you have the sprinting. Just actually sounds really good. The sprinting might be a little bit too high, but that's okay. You can always just go back here, press audio tab here, go to sprinting, and what we can literally just do is make sure that it's not too high. Actually, I'm going to go and do it now. I'm going to turn it down to like 900 on both of them. On one here. There you go. Okay. So now I'm going to just generate all, and then we'll refresh that bank to make that happen. Okay. So now when we play this, check it out. Still a little too high, but for now we're going to leave that alone there. Just double check something here. All right, okay. Okay, yeah, we're all good. Yeah, so I'll definitely have to change that now. Oh yeah, shield bash. Totally forgot. That's what I was missing here. Here we go to shield bash here. I'll make sure shield swings in here. Make sure the shield swing event and lastly, regarding this blocking form, let's take a look at that. We'll also have to do a attack stab eventually as well. But I think for today we're good here, because we'll have plenty to do tomorrow as well to do more, to do way more of this. So I think we'll just continue tomorrow. But so what we were able to accomplish today. good bit of things here. First of all, let me turn off the birds so you guys can stop hearing everything on this. There we go. Okay. So what we were able to do today, we were able to, I'm going to just check off here. We did make a shield bash, although we are going to work on it more tomorrow. And we were able to do a block walk. We didn't do block sprint, but that's okay. It's going to be the same thing. And actually what I'm going to probably do before even though I'm going to get off stream, I'm actually going to still go ahead and make a block sprint after we get off stream here. But I was also able to make a new shield bash sound. I was able to change the events in WYs. So we will no longer need armor movement and foot movement. So let's go to say goodbye to them, everybody. Say goodbye in chat and delete. And we'll just save that. You probably didn't see that, but it's okay. It was a very quick execution. But anyways, they're deleted now. So now we have sprinting and walking for our footstep and armor movement, and they're all in one, except for when you go to the audio project tab, that's when you'll see the two separate ones. That still gives us some variety between those two events, so that if we do ever want to make those unique, we can always make them different from each other, and keep that separation clear. But yeah. Besides that, I think that's all we're going to do today. I'm going to also, again, like I said before, I'm going to try to do this combat dummy again. It didn't, for some reason, did not work today there, but I hope you guys are excited about the AI, because I really am as well. It's definitely a learning curve for me, because again, I am just a technical designer. I'm trying not to overreach too much here, but I do want it would be really nice. It wouldn't really hurt me if I was able to make this work, so we can actually have something to kind of hit and showcase, also maybe some impact sounds as well. And I think that's really why I want to do it here, because I think it's a good opportunity for that as well. So, yeah, we will continue this tomorrow, and if it's not exactly implementation tomorrow, it'll be still sound design. So, actually, let's kind of take a look. I have a couple options. I don't think I've actually edited the videos though, so maybe I shouldn't. I don't think I did yet. Yeah, I don't think I did. I really want to do some League of Legends sound design stuff, because I like League of Legends, and I also like MOBAs a lot. I can show you this one. This is easy to show. And actually, what I can do here is do window capture. You guys don't see that, do you? Okay, we'll just do display capture. Okay, display captured it is. Okay, so you guys all see this, right? Yeah, you do. Okay, this is what I'm thinking about redesigning here. We're doing a nice all-star sound design, Probably not with that part in it though. Probably just without the healing. So it should be this one right here. Something really simple like that. I think this would be kind of cool to do. I've been wanting to do a League of Legends sound design here. So I think we'll, depending on if I can figure out this crash test dummy situation here, we'll be able to do that. Do implementation tomorrow, or we'll be able to do some regular sound design tomorrow. Either way, we'll have fun either way. So, I've been in more of a redesign mood anyway, so you never know. But again, follow me on Instagram here on the page here, just so you can keep up on what I stream here, and also you can take a look at some of the different things I post about sound design. I will be posting about what we've been working on so far, actually through January through March, on stream with our sound design and on my Instagram, so you can take a look at that. And please feel free to also look at some other things that I posted that we did that we've done in stream, like the Stardew Valley one, the Animal Crossing one's up there as well, our Spawn redesign that we did that we worked on together, and also the next one that will be up will be probably the Jet sound design. I don't know if it's going to be separate from the UI or if it's going to be similar, but well, yeah, at the end, it doesn't really matter. Just you should go check it out so you can always keep caught up on this here. But anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for sticking around. I apologize for yawning so much at this mic today. I was trying to work on the AR a lot today, so it was a bit exhausting. But either way, I did have fun today, and we'll have fun tomorrow. So thank you for coming by, and thank you for saying hi, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah. I didn't mean for the screen to go black. It's not what I wanted. Goodbye. Oh, seriously. Mute the mic. Goodbye.